The premise of this challenge is surprisingly straightforward. Simply pop a single balloon in order to secure $10,000. Viewers and contestants alike start with a shared assumption. This looks like a basic test of hand-eye coordination, a stationary target that simply needs to be hit. That assumption vanishes the moment the balloons are released. The source audio captures the immediate breakdown of order, with the crew shouting, "Don't let it fly away! It's flying away!" Within seconds, the controlled environment is gone. A prize that seemed guaranteed is suddenly drifting out of reach. To see how this $10,000 actually slipped away, we have to perform a second-by-second forensic autopsy of the manufactured chaos. The panic begins with a single technical detail. The balloons are completely untethered. This diagram compares static and dynamic targets. On the left, a stationary target requires one focus point. On the right, a balloon moving erratically upward on a y-axis adds variables. Trajectory vectors reveal an expanding movement area, forcing players to predict flight paths. The contestant has to adapt his entire physical posture. He changes from a stationary popper into a fast-moving shooter, tracking targets that are constantly gaining altitude. Hitting a rapidly ascending target creates significant cognitive strain. Under the pressure of a $10,000 prize, that strain leads to a sharp decline in accuracy. This single rogue variable turns the coordination test into a complex ballistic tracking problem. The physics of the situation stack the odds against the player from the start. A second wave of chaos follows. The remaining balloons begin raining down simultaneously, flooding the entire visual field. This volume of motion triggers a sensory overload threshold. This is the cognitive limit where human reaction times degrade because the brain cannot track this many moving objects at once. This field map visualizes the contestant's perspective. Dozens of overlapping data points move in opposite vertical directions. A declining bar chart tracking the required hit rate overlaps the visual field. The escaping targets mathematically exceed a human shooter's maximum firing rate. The variables escalate so quickly they break the creator's own plan. We hear the orchestrators shout, "Jimmy, we gotta get him down," acknowledging that the situation has moved beyond their control. Crossing that sensory overload threshold makes the challenge unwinnable. The event concludes as a display of unavoidable failure. The energy crashes as the popping stops. The contestant is told directly, "Your money's gone." The high-speed panic of the previous minute is replaced by the reality of a $0 payout. This failure is the engine of the video's success.
If the contestant had popped the first balloon in 5 seconds, there would be no tension to sustain a viewer's interest. By introducing chaotic variables like untethered balloons and sensory overload, creators ensure a simple task becomes a struggle against physics. This struggle keeps the audience watching until the very last balloon is gone. In high-stakes entertainment, a hard-fought loss often provides more narrative value than an easy win. The $10,000 disappeared, but it was replaced by a minute of high-retention chaos.